And welcome back to Cinema Vino. My name is Todd Wofford. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you guys have enjoyed our trilogy series. It was a lot of fun for us to do. Now we're going to pivot to something a little bit different next week and do a series of Beatles movies. We're going to kick things off with A Hard Day's Night. In the meantime, we're going to go back to an episode we did 3 years ago last week, looking at a rom-com, My Best Friend's Wedding. And a lot of these movies from the 90s did not hold up very well. So I think you'll be interested to hear our opinions on that. So this was a fun episode to discuss. So enjoy this look back at the 1997 movie, My Best Friend's Wedding. Welcome back to another episode of Cinema Vino.
Hey, y'all, we in this. It's your boy. That's your boy, Travis.
I'm Todd Wofford. Sean Jordan.
Hi.
Taylor Owen.
That's me. I think we know who Travis is.
Travis.
Wickety.
So it's part 3 of our wedding series.
It's ridiculous.
Some might argue that it is one continuous part.
Yeah,
but
it is.
Not us. It is
not divide them up.
It's definitely divided.
We reached a point where it's like we're going to make this into several episodes rather than do one big episode over everything. My Best Friend's Wedding. Rom-com from the 90s. Taylor has very strong opinions about this movie. I think I do too. I don't think mine are as passionate as yours, but I definitely I think we feel the same way. We're one mind.
What's the guy's name? Rupert Everett?
Yes.
I prefer him as Dr. Claw in Inspector Gadget. That's my one note of this entire thing.
That needs a reboot stat.
Yes.
Thank you, Travis, for bringing that up, man.
The live action?
Yes. That needs a reboot big time.
Yeah.
Marvel needs to put that up.
Maybe Nick Jonas
was he in the
role.
Was he in the multiverse? Inspector Gadget?
Easily could be. Yeah. I'm down with that. Inspector Gadget and the Multiverse of Madness.
Hell yeah.
That's my movie.
Can I just say real quick, one Halloween I went as Inspector Clouseau. And the entire night, everyone was just like, "Oh, sweet, you're Inspector Gadget." Fuck you guys.
Todd,
Pink Panther.
I do know that one of your friends, I believe, came as Inspector Gadget to one of your Halloween parties, and then he fell on one of your mowers.
Yeah, he fell into a lawnmower.
Yeah, and that was pretty cool. Yeah,
he couldn't.
Did he incorporate that into himself and then use it as his gadget? Go gadget, internal bleeding.
Yeah, go gadget tetanus. Yeah,
guys, I don't think you can use that phrase. We'll get sued.
Yeah, I know. That was trademark. All rights reserved.
Go.
Hurry, gadget tetanus.
Go gadget fleshlight.
Yeah.
Sponsor us. You know what, Todd? Go ahead and read your sheet.
Okay, so we're going to go to my sheet over here. Best Friend's Wedding, released June 20th, 1997. 25 years ago, next month, in case you all were wondering.
Not long enough. I'm glad we celebrated the anniversary.
It is the golden diamond anniversary? It's a platinum. I don't know. It's a silver anniversary. I think that's the silver anniversary.
Needs to be burned.
So this was a massive hit in 1997. It grossed just a shade under $300 million at the box office.
Really?
It was one of the biggest hits of that year.
That's not right.
Did anybody make any movies in 1997?
I'm Googling that right now. I did not come prepared, but I'm looking.
Titanic.
I stand by my statement.
You had Titanic. You had Lost World, Jurassic Park 2, which you had Face Off.
Yes.
You had Con Air.
Perfect.
You're damn right you did.
You had
Air Bud.
Castor and Pollux Troy.
Yeah.
Air Force One.
Mm-hmm. You had Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion.
Okay.
Which was phenomenal.
Beverly Hills Ninja.
I stand by that movie. That movie's good.
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
Booty Call with Jamie Foxx.
Ooh, what about Pootie Tang? What was Pootie Tang?
Pootie Tang. That might have been, I think. Oh my God. Chasing Amy.
Oh, nice. That was a good movie.
But also that
one.
Woof woof.
I remember Liar Liar with Jim Carrey came out that year.
That was, and I'm a huge fan of Carrey, but that one just didn't.
The blooper reel was the funniest part of the whole movie.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm trying to think of what else. It seems like John Travolta had like 4 or 5 movies come out that year.
A Kid in King Arthur's Court.
Did you already say Flubber?
No, I did not.
Flubber came out. G.I. Jane.
Good Will Hunting came out that year.
Oh,
yeah.
It's another Miramax film.
I'm trying to think of what else. There was quite a few like decent movies that came out that year.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised.
Was From Dusk Till Dawn?
Practical Magic.
All right, so fuck you guys for proving me wrong.
How to Make an American Quilt.
Calendar girls
have a lot of money to spend that year, and they were just like, let's throw money at movies.
Oh, it was the Clinton years, man. Everybody had money.
It's
you know?
true.
LA Confidential.
Isn't that the year that Tom Hanks had Big and Splash both come out?
They limited
97
deficit.
No, he did that year.
I'm fucking with you, Todd.
I think he did that thing you do in 96, and then he did You Got Mail 98. So he took 97 off.
I think You Do was a good movie.
Yeah,
I like that movie.
I love it. I love it because it's a Beatles. You know.
No movie I don't love.
This Best Friend's Wedding.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. Okay. So this was kind of a comeback movie for Julia Roberts, who had in terms of financial, like in terms of the ticket sales. She had done some movies coming up to this that were terrible. I Love Trouble with Nick Nolte was awful.
With Nook Nolte?
Nook Nolte. They were like a couple in that movie, and they hate each other behind the scenes. Which Julia Roberts has some of those people that can't stand her in the movie. Like she was known as Tinkerhell on the set of Hook.
I see that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Was this she did Conspiracy Theory, which I love.
Mel Gibson. Yeah, I enjoyed
Is
that
this
too.
before this or after?
This was right before that, same year.
Okay.
Right before that. So this was directed by a guy named PJ Hogan, who apparently is somebody.
I thought it was Paul Hogan.
It
was
That's
Crocodile
a movie
Dundee.
I would watch. It's like
I was like, when did he get into directing?
you're not going to break up this
for
wedding.
him. Good for him.
Mate.
That's not a corsage. This is a corsage.
It's a corsage.
Oh my God, that would have made the whole movie better if
It
this
would
had
have.
just been set in Australia.
Yeah.
The whole time she's trying to wrestle with an alligator.
That
Chased
is a
by a
movie.
kangaroo.
I'm down for that.
Yep. It's 25 years coming up.
Yeah.
Reboot.
Yeah.
Kangaroo Jack.
It's like my best friend's wedding, except Julia Roberts is wrestling crocodiles.
Yeah.
That is my movie.
Kicked in the head by a kangaroo.
So, basic plot synopsis. Film tells the story of platonic best friends, Julia Roberts and Dermot Mulroney, who is not Dylan McDermott. And we need to
What's
have
the difference?
We need to have an extended podcast about who's who because I get confused.
I don't think we do.
I'm pretty confused, and I need to know definitively who's better looking.
Listen, they're both fucking gorgeous.
But was one of them, one of them was McDreamy? Was one of them on that show of
I don't think either of them was on
doctors?
Grey's Anatomy.
Oh.
One of them was on The Practice, and the other guy was in Young Guns 2.
Travis, why is his shirt off in that picture?
Travis goes for the shirtless pic.
he also looks a lot like the lead singer from Train.
Oh.
Pat Moynihan?
If you
or
ask me to
something?
Wait,
identify
Travis, that's not the guy in the
lead
movie.
singer of Train.
No, I know.
No, that's the other guy.
Their names are so similar. Dylan McDermott and Dermot Mulroney.
Is that not the guy from Third Eye Blind?
I thought this was Pat Moynihan from Train.
I thought that was like the
I'm so gangster, I'm so thug.
That ledge, my friend.
Drops of Jupiter. Nothing.
No, I thought that was like the Third Eye Blind guy.
Todd, I'm going to send you this picture. So whenever we do this film, we'll just add this in.
Just go ahead and
It's a
include this
shirtless
totally
picture.
irrelevant picture.
Yeah. So this has nothing to do with the current film.
Don't get me wrong. That's a good looking shirtless man.
Yeah,
but
that's just you're just texting him a half naked dude.
I don't think.
Well, no, we're going to share with the Stagrams.
Yeah.
It's a different pod.
Yeah. Okay. So Dylan McDermott and Dermot Mulroney.
What is our Instagram?
Cinema Vino podcast?
Nope. I guess we're gonna have.
I think it's just at Cinema Vino. I thought.
I think it's at Cinema Vino podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're lying sack of
You
shit.
can get
Continue.
on that.
Yeah.
I'm posting something somewhere.
Well,
I don't know where it's going,
and all I know is that we should put a poll up. I mean, who's hotter?
Yeah, who's better
that's-
looking?
Yeah.
Who's the hunkier? Dylan McDermott or the
Travis
the other
Travis
guy?
needs to know.
Dermot.
McDermott.
Yeah,
We are
Doug
Cinema
McDermott.
Vino podcast.
Mhm.
Yeah,
on
you
Instagram.
goofball.
Yeah, better late than never.
Get your shit together,
Why don't you go
man.
ahead and follow us while you got it pulled up there?
Am I?
Go ahead and click on follow there.
Hey, this is host Sean J.
Yeah, he's right over here.
Hi.
That's a much cooler.
Hello.
You should just call yourself Sean J all the time.
Mhm.
I should. It's my stage name.
That's his DJ name.
So, best friend's wedding.
Okay,
DJ
so
Sean J.
platonic friends. They vow to
9 minutes in.
They vow to marry.
You're the one that started this. Talking about shirtless men.
Yeah,
I was like, get out of
talking
here.
about the guy from Train.
Yeah.
We literally
Pat
have gone
Moynihan.
off the rails, pun intended.
That was good.
So, best friends vowed to marry each other if they're still single at 28. And as her 28th birthday approaches, her best friend Michael, who is Dylan McDermott,
Mulroney, whatever, calls to say he's met somebody and he's getting married. And so this situation activates, her name is Julianne, which is pretty on the nose for Julia Roberts. Activates her dormant attraction to Michael along with her raging jealousy and competitiveness. She vows to break up the wedding at all costs and win Michael for herself. This plan is complicated when Jules meets Michael's fiancée, Kimmy, who's played by a very young Cameron Diaz. Kimmy asks Jules to be her maid of honor, and which Jules reluctantly agrees to. But Kimmy turns out to be a charming, perfectly likable person, which adds a tremendous amount of guilt to Jules's schemes to break them up. I have that the film is noteworthy for its use of big musical numbers, including several frothy songs by Burt Bacharach and Hal David.
Frothy?
Frothy.
Dionne Warwick.
Yeah, slick, poppy, frothy like a hot chocolate full of marshmallows.
Okay.
It's got Wishing and Hoping over the opening credits. All of these
I did like the opening credits a lot.
All of these are Burt Bacharach songs. I just don't know what to do with myself at karaoke bar. And I Say a Little Prayer, which is probably the most famous musical number in the movie, which was made famous by Dionne Warwick, but written by Burt Bacharach. So anyway, and then from here on out, I've got my opinion, my rating. I want to hear what you guys think. I want to start with Taylor. I want to start with, I want to hear your impassioned thoughts on this movie.
So, yeah, I watched this film not really knowing. I thought I really hadn't seen it before. And I think it's on Hulu. And so I put it on and I watched the first 30 minutes. I watched this in 3 parts, my friends. And it was absolutely, that was a shirtless man, Todd. Todd has lost it.
Travis sent it to the group text.
Oh, he did? I didn't even watch.
I didn't want you guys to feel left out.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. The first 30 minutes, I just could not get into it. And then maybe I was just in a funk that day, but I was like, And because I knew and once I watched it, I'm like, oh, I know what this is. I've seen this before. And I kept watching it. And I'm like, I'm just not feeling it. I'll come back and revisit it.
Yeah.
And then about like 2 days later, it was on TV. And I was like, oh, what the hell? And then my girlfriend, we were sitting there and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not feeling this either. And she's like, we are literally halfway through. I'm like, no, not feeling it. Change it right now. And then I finished the rest of it not too long ago.
Okay.
And I was like, what in the fuck is this film? And I don't know if it was because I've just been in a lot of life shit going on. I just could not get into it.
Karen, are you okay? Are you going to say
I know. It's like, we are sponsored by Teledoc. I just wasn't.
Brought to you by Talkspace.
Yeah. And like,
if you feel something, say something.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, now I'm just like, I have to. So here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I felt this movie put me in that dark place because I just didn't. I just could not get behind it. And
that's probably the worst thing you could say.
Yeah.
This movie put me in a dark place.
This whole damn film is a trigger warning.
Yeah. And what's funny is that I didn't necessarily was like, oh, this is terrible acting. Fuck this music. This isn't funny at all. I was just like, no. I was like, no, this is just not, I just was not into it.
It's soul sucking.
And like, I was so into this. Sleepless in Seattle. I was like behind it. I was like into it, even though it was a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't really translate to certain times. As good as it gets, it was like, I actually like that movie.
Yeah.
But it was like, I could get behind some of these other movies, but like, I was like, man, I cannot stay focused on this film.
So this movie took you somewhere you don't want to go.
Exactly.
No.
And I don't know, Julia Roberts just really didn't do it for me. I actually think I like Cameron Diaz in it more, only because I kind of forgot like how like spastic she is.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's just like really insane. I'm like, damn. And I also thought it was kind of funny. And I did like the other guy, her fake fiance.
Rupert. Yeah.
I actually liked him.
Dr. Claw.
I don't know why. He's the only dude that made me, I was like, all right, I can handle him.
Yeah. He's the only reasonably human person.
Yeah, really likable character.
Yeah. And I think that was the only person I was like, okay, I'm going to watch it because of this. And I will say, I liked the musical numbers in the restaurant. That was cool.
They're fun.
I did like his little story about how they met. I thought that was pretty cool or funny. But everything else, I was like, oh my God. I'm like, and quite frankly, it was kind of a rude film.
Yeah.
And it was like, so it's like you have 4 days and you're trying to break. Look, I know it's a movie.
Yeah.
But it's like you have 4 days and your goal in life as a 28 successful food writer.
Ivy League educated.
Yeah, it's like
smart.
whatever she asks.
Yeah.
Like, and here you are, just like, nope, I'm gonna take over this girl and
ruin her life.
I'm gonna ruin basically her life.
Yeah.
Yeah, if she's a food critic, why was she not there to like taste wedding cake?
Yeah.
Like, could we not see her skills?
Picking out the
hell.
If she's like in a place like I believe it was Chicago, it's like
I think it was Chicago.
It's like if you're a food critic for a major newspaper in Chicago, you're good.
That was the part that made me like really question the plot of this. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that make me question the plot of this movie, but the fact that her best friend called her 4 days before to be like, hey, I've been meaning to tell you. I'm getting married in 4 days. I want you to fly out to Chicago on a fucking whim.
Well, he did say he'd been trying to get hold of her for like a month. A couple. Yeah, he was like, "You're just gone this hard."
I'll return.
I was on a book tour.
Yeah,
it's Sandra Bobonali.
That may be the most spot on Julia Roberts impersonation I've ever heard him.
I just want you guys to think about the fact that somebody wrote down in front of a computer or a typewriter or whatever the fuck it was and wrote this movie.
Yeah.
And then they finished and they were like,
push it.
Nice.
Green light.
Send it.
Oh, that person is living in a 20,000 square foot house right now.
Oh, I fully believe.
Yeah.
Process that.
Who's the actress that was playing Cameron Diaz's mom?
I don't know, but I mentioned that. Like,
yes. Yeah. No, exactly.
Because I love that actress.
She's been, what else has she been in?
Shit ton.
Yeah.
She's beautiful. So put that out there.
Yeah.
So
anyway, the long story short, this film was not
Susan Sullivan.
Was she on like Knots Landing or like Falcon Crest or something?
Oh shit! You know what? The last thing I saw her in, she was in Castle.
Yeah. She's the mom in Castle. Is that right?
I've seen her
mom and everything.
in that, but I've seen her in
she
a bunch of other shit before.
So tell you, what was your score? 1 to 10? Be brutal.
And I don't even know where to, because I don't really.
I need a fainting couch.
I don't rate a lot of bad movies. I'm just like, they're bad. Like, they're not even worth a rating system. But I will say that I don't think I will ever watch this movie again. And I will click past this every time it is on TV. And I'll be honest, I do feel bad saying that because I know that like I did like a few things in this, but God, I don't even know what a 0 would be. So I'm not even going to give it a 0.
A 0 is the Howling 7.
Yeah. Oh, Holmes and Watson starring Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. That's 0.
That was okay. You know what? Then I'm going to give it a 1 because the other day it was actually on TV. Holmes and whatever it was.
Watson?
I legit thought it was like a real. I thought it was Robert Downey Jr. at first. I'm like, oh, Sherlock Holmes film. You know, I might let's leave it on here.
Yeah.
And then he was in school getting bullied, and then he started like pointing. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, John C. Reilly. I'm like, I watched about half of that, and I was like, I clearly have better things to do than watch this. I can find better things to do.
I'm coming up on about 600 reviews for the website.
Oh.
And I would say that if you're having a real conversation about what's the worst movie I reviewed, that is in strong contention for the worst movie.
And that was right after Step Brothers. Like they were trying to ride the wave, or was it before?
I think the wave had gone away.
Oh, yeah.
I think
gone
they
away.
were standing on the beach.
Yeah. I don't even know where to do a 0, but I will say it's a 1, 1.5 for me. I don't know why. I just could not get behind it. And maybe if I watched
wrong stinker.
Yeah. I just could not get behind it.
Sean, I want to hear your thoughts.
So real quick, Susan Sullivan was in Fantasy Island.
Ooh.
Which if you remember the scene where she wakes up she wakes up in the hotel hungover with all the bottles around her. Fantasy Island is playing in the background.
The plane, yeah.
They're playing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So a little callback to Susan Sullivan's career. But God, no, this movie fucking sucked.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was a defensible movie that got made, and you know what? There are no likable characters. I mean, it just, yes, the gay best friend was, he was a good character and he was enjoyable, but like, yeah, this movie as a whole, just the premise sucks. The fact that it got written sucks. Like
sitcom-y type situation.
It was so
fake email.
Dramatic irony of just like, I guess I'll just save it and, you know, I'll come back to it later and I'll, you know, show him and we'll just, we'll laugh about it later. And it's the awful, like, weird scenario that makes no sense that you would ever be in.
Yeah.
just from start to finish, it's just so, it feels forced. It feels unnatural. It feels uncomfortable.
It's a product.
Yeah, I give this movie a 2.
Yeah.
And I think that's the lowest I've ever given a movie on this podcast. But
yeah.
2.
And I will say, if you go through like the whatever, like I say I'm somewhere between 550 and 600. I need to go back and count them. I've given quite a few 2 and below. And I'll tell you guys right now, just for future reference when you're rating movie, it's a good feeling to slap a movie in the face hard.
Yeah.
Rating.
It's so easy to be like overly critical and just like nitpick a movie, but it doesn't feel nitpicky to say that this movie sucks.
Yeah. Well, and I do feel like I'm a little bit bad, not that bad, but I feel bad enough where it's like at the time when this movie came out, you know, where people, you didn't have trailers that you could just watch 300 times on your phone. You know, you had to watch on TV. Yeah. So people went to this film because it was fucking Julia Roberts, and it was because the shirtless dude that Travis knows. Yeah. And it was like this other. So like that guy's not in the movie. Okay. All right. Well, whoever it is. Yeah. But it's like, so you know, these actors at the time, they were bringing in the money. It was just the actor. Yeah. It was like, and whoever this PJ, you know, McFarlane guy is who directed it, it was like, clearly he didn't have nothing else to his credit, I don't think.
PJ Hogan.
Yeah, what did he do elsewise? Because I recognize
Paul James Hogan.
Yeah.
Please, his friends call him PJ.
But I mean, this film feels like it was 100%, you know, driven by stardom.
Yeah, marketing.
It was driven by Julia Roberts. I mean, Cameron Diaz was up and coming, but it was like this. I mean, I think Julia Roberts was the poster.
Yeah,
I love looking at movie posters now of like what the movie, like she was like the face, and then like 4 small faces down below.
This really should have been one of those movies where they were like, "Hey, do you guys all want to get paid to like go to a destination wedding like place like Forgetting Sarah Marshall? Like, hey, do you guys want to have an excuse to go to Hawaii and then shoot a movie that'll, I guess, will come out, but all just like, you know, everybody take a big ass long vacation trip together." Their destination wedding should have been Australia.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like that's why the Beatles made Help back in the day. It was like they wanted to go to like the Alps and Bermuda. Yeah. It's like, you know, we want to go to these places, so write a script.
Do you remember a movie called Muriel's Wedding?
That's the one I'm thinking about with Toni Collette.
He did that movie.
Yes. That's what I'm thinking
directed
of.
Muriel's Wedding.
With Chris O'Donnell. Am I wrong?
Chris O'Donnell was with Robin?
Yeah.
Well, Chris O'Donnell was the guy that had to get married to get the money in one of those films.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's something else. That's the wedding dress.
I do not see Chris O'Donnell.
It was like he had to be married.
That was Minnie Driver. I'm thinking of Minnie Driver, not Toni Collette.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Minnie Driver.
No, Toni Collette is in Muriel's Wedding.
Yes. And that was a great movie. And we definitely can talk about that one at a later date.
We shouldn't.
Is it my turn to like hit this?
It is now. I've railed on this movie. It's fine.
Take a crack at it.
Yes. So there I was sitting at home, catching up on Stranger Things before the next season comes out. I would have rather, you know, been kept watching Stranger Things season 3 because I'm close to the end, and then I'm like, fuck, I gotta watch this movie. So I started. I went in the mood, and then I was like, 20 minutes in, I was like, what's happening on my phone? Yeah. I was like, oh, there's some cool stuff on my phone. Then I was like, I got to finish this movie. Then I went back in for about 10 minutes and I was like, I need a breather. And then I came back again. I was not a fan. The only things I knew about this film and the most famous thing about it was the pact about their, you know, at the age of 28, they're going to, you know, get married. And they mentioned
oddly
it
specific.
It mentioned it one other time.
And
they were like, oh, I think about that all the time. And we're not going to talk about the pact. And then just yada, yada. Like, I thought at some point she was going to bring it up point blank.
Yeah.
And it was going to be this whole thing. Nothing. The other thing is, I never realized that Rupert Everett was gay in this. Like, I thought I had filled it in the entire way that, like, he was her friend, just going to help her out. But along the way, she realized, oh, my love was in front of me the whole time and that they were going to get together at the end of this.
Yeah.
Didn't quite happen. But just while we were talking, I was thinking of another movie with Dermot Mulroney that is exactly that, with Deborah Messing, called The Wedding Date, where she's going to a wedding with, I guess, some dude that she liked. I don't remember this movie too well, but she hires Dermot Mulroney to go as her fake boyfriend,
which is basically every single Hallmark TLC movie nowadays.
Which I feel
I'm pretty sure I
was
saw a
easily
Christmas movie
better than this film.
Yeah.
But every time Rupert Everett leaves, the wind is just taken out of the sails of the whole movie. He's great in the middle, and then she's like, he has to leave. He's gonna go away, and then he does, and you're just like, oh, now we're back to this. Yeah, it's like we're even the him at the dinner table and the singing, and
that was a good music number. That saved at least 1 star.
Yeah, it was funny-ish. I didn't laugh out loud, but I think I had a crinkle in the side of my mouth, and I was like,
that did feel like something that would happen at my family's dinner table.
No sound escaped my lips, and no smile was cracked, but a cheek twitched, and I was like, "Oh,
that was a haiku."
Thank you. But I didn't find anything redeeming in this, other than Julie Roberts' gorgeous hair.
She's beautiful,
and she was half naked for a third of a second.
Oh,
maybe it's what?
This was a very
movie. Very beginning.
She said fuck once. There was one fuck.
Oh yeah.
And this was a 5-fuck movie at the very least.
Oh yeah. This movie,
this movie needed more fucks.
It did. It would have made the movie a lot better.
And Cameron Diaz, she was also in this.
She was a very Mary Sue character. She was very perfect.
Idealized, yes.
And just,
except for her karaoke.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But even that's endearing.
It's an endearing flaw.
Presented in an endearing way.
Yeah. I looked down at my phone that entire time. I was like, I guess she's going to do a thing.
Yep.
I guess it's going to be her singing this and a whole bunch of reactions and people being like, oh, and then polite golf claps. And I was like, well, let's see what social media is up to.
Yeah.
Travis,
Did anybody
what's your go-to karaoke?
Oh, Jewel, Foolish Games. Next question.
Okay.
That's it. That's his Desperado song from Seinfeld. That's his Stare Off into Space.
What a weird format for a karaoke bar. They pass the mic around on a little platter, and it's just all right, it's your turn.
That's the only way that scene can work, because that way she gets ambushed. Otherwise, normal karaoke,
because that's not how karaoke works.
You have to walk up to the stage.
Yeah.
It has to be a voluntary thing. So.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of a violation of her karaoke skills.
Anyway, I think this whole movie was LeSuck from Suckville, Population Suck, and I give it about a 4 out of 10, which is a 40%, which is a failing paper grade.
Yeah.
Damn, a 4.
Yeah.
Jeez, money bags.
4 out of 10.
Are you getting a 40%? You getting a kickback from PJ?
Taylor, clearly you've never seen The Howling 7. you do not have my sweet summer child. You don't know how far we can fall.
Oh, and I will say that too. It's having gotten more of that range of suffering through fucking Serenity with Matthew McConaughey, Jexy, where the guy has sex with his cell phone on camera. Sex with his cell phone.
What movie?
Does he tape it to a flashlight?
I mean,
flashlight, sponsor us.
Go Gadget flashlight.
Quiznos. The only thing you see is him. The only thing you see is him humping his cell phone. So
is this before or after American Pie came out?
No, this is from the last couple of years. That's 3 years ago. That's also in the running for worst movie.
Simpsons did it.
American Pie is in the running for
Jexy.
Oh, okay.
Jexy.
It's he gets a cell phone that has an assistant. It's an Alexa, but it's called Jexy, and so he falls in love with
Jexy.
He falls in love with his phone's assistant, and so then he starts
didn't Walking
Phoenix did that movie.
It's called Her. Yeah,
this is
that was a good movie.
Yeah, which is a great film. I watched that several times. That was great.
This one is much worse than that. That's also in the conversation. Cats. Oh, that's also in the conversation.
Release the butthole cut.
Yeah. But the butthole cut.
Anything where that's a hashtag
makes that
give
bump
you a warning
2
about the
points.
movie.
Listen, as a cat owner, you get a lot of butthole.
Yeah.
Wait. So,
and that's fine. I don't want it in my movies. But.
So, are there deleted scenes of buttholes? Of cat buttholes?
Online somewhere, somebody has added buttholes, and that is
basically added in scenes added realistic cat butthole.
So I've never seen Cats, but for me, sight unseen, that increases the movie by 2 points.
And I will testify, having seen that movie, and full spoiler alert, I went to go see it with my wife. We walked out about 10 minutes before it was over. That movie is stocked up with buttholes. We don't need any more.
Chock-a-block full of buttholes.
That is one solid butthole for 90 plus minutes.
I've always wanted to see Dame Judi Dench. Nope. Dame Judi Dench. That's hard to say. You know, I'm not going to finish.
Dame Judi. Travis, I want to know. I thought you have to finish your thought because I don't know where you're going, man. Shame Judi Dench is a
We were
great
talking
name.
about buttholes.
That's
And then I tried to say Dame Judi Dench, and then I'm not going to say anymore after that.
Shame Judi Dench.
What the hell?
Jane Judi Bench. Oh, speaking of Dame Judi Dench, the last line in this is Jane Bond. Yeah, that's makes no goddamn sense for this movie, but all right.
Yeah. That's a tough act to follow.
What are we drinking?
Yes, we will get. Hold on, I'll do my thoughts, and then we'll talk about our wine.
All right,
Jane Booty Dench.
Duty.
Anyway, so for me, I have here, it's like, and I thought this watching the movie back in the day, the Julia Roberts character is one of the most unappealing romantic characters in a movie ever. It's like kind of like watching Sleepless in Seattle with the Meg Ryan character and how unappealing she is.
She looks good in the suit, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But it's like...
I think we should bring back the baggy suit for women.
Yeah. And the shoulder pads.
Yeah.
I'm totally down. She does ugly things to like good people throughout the movie. And, you know, like you said, like the Cameron Diaz character, if Cameron Diaz's character was terrible and toxic and horrible and ugly, then I guess all's fair.
Yeah.
You know, but she's not. They present her, like you said, as an idealized good person. And it's like, in the end, I feel like Julia Roberts' character comes around not because she feels bad, but because she gets caught. You know, it's like she turns around basically because she doesn't have any other choice. It's not a person you root for in a movie under any circumstances. So it's like that ruined the entire experience for me. It was like having such an unappealing, morally shaky character at the center of it all. You know, it's like I don't get the feeling that she ever felt bad for what she did.
Yeah.
Not like
Yeah, not at all.
Not a likable character.
Not at all. I mean, yeah, people went to go see the movie, like I said, because Julia Roberts is on the poster.
Yeah.
But she's a very, I think, poorly written protagonist.
The most chemistry she had. I mean, she did fine with Dermot Mulroney or whatever, but I was really pulling for Paul Giamatti. Sharing a cigarette.
Showing up in a great, it's like,
As my the worst, like,
I was like, this dude's going to sit on her face.
anticlimactic line where he's just like, as my grandma said, you know, it gets, you know, this too shall pass. It's like, that was okay, you're just going to like echo a cliche.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, it's a non-smoke
Plus they shared a cigarette. That's kind of sexy. It was like, this was in my mouth and now it's in your mouth.
Yeah.
Hashtag. Yeah.
And like my grandma said, he who smelt it, dealt it.
That is true.
Hashtag denied it, supplied it.
Well, her character kind of reminds me of the character from As Good as It Gets. Like, it's just like not a likable character.
Yeah.
It's not a
misanthropic.
romance where I'm just like, I don't like the protagonist.
No.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to get together. It's
I
like,
don't want them to be happy.
and you know in the end that she's going to come around and that's going to be Cameron Diaz and Dylan, whatever the hell his name is, getting together.
Dermot Mulroney.
Dermot Mulroney. You know it's going to...
Dylan McDermott and his like washboard abs are on your phone.
Jane Judi Dench.
Jane Duty.
I should have just said Duty Dench. Jane Judi Dench.
You know it's going to happen, but then it's like the character's so ugly, you're not rooting for any step of the way, which kind of kills the entire movie. So, I don't know.
It sucks the fun out of it.
Yes.
Oh, I will say, I did giggle one time during this movie when the bridesmaid got her tongue stuck on the dick sculpture.
Yeah,
the ice
it was David, the Michelangelo's David.
When they were like, oh, she got her tongue stuck. And I was like, ha, ha, ha. And then they showed it and I was like, oh, that's my comedy.
And it's like, get some warm water. What's with the hairdryer out there? That's how people get electrocuted. It's like, just get a pitcher of warm water. It's like, does your first
Pee on it like a jellyfish
This
thing.
y'all's first time getting frozen to a dick statue? I mean, Jesus. Can't do all the thinking.
Amateurs.
But yeah, I would say I'm somewhere between a 4 and a 5. I'm probably about a 4 in the scheme of things. I sat there, I was like, I mean, that's a negligible difference.
Have you seen Howling 7?
No.
Okay.
I saw The Vanishing 5. That was pretty rough. So, which had Owen Wilson in it. So,
Have you seen the original Frankenweenie?
wow.
Frankenweenie? Yeah.
No, I'm
So terrible. Black and white.
So wine wise, we were drinking a couple of things. We were drinking the Crios Torontes. I thought this would be a nice alternative because people generally do like stuff like Chardonnay for weddings.
Yeah.
Torontes is a nice little alternative people don't talk about.
A little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, the South American wines tend to be pretty affordable. So it's something you could do and get a lot of.
Where's this from?
It's from Argentina.
Argentina.
Toronto's. Isn't that that's the character Vin Diesel plays in the Fast and the Furious? It's Dom Torontis.
Yeah, I would love it if that was his name. That's so much better than what his actual name is.
What is it?
I think it's like Dom Toretto.
Oh.
And the only reason I know is because I had to watch, before I went to go see Hobbs and Shaw, I'd never seen any of those movies. I had to,
You had never seen
Not
a
one of
Fast and Furious?
so I had to watch
There's
them
so
all.
many.
I had to watch
There's so many to choose from.
them all.
How was
And
Hobbs and Shaw? Was there Idris Elba? He was like a
Why
super
did
soldier.
you have
did he
to see Hobbs?
Did he have to superpowers?
We got to review it. It's like, and so yeah, I said,
Look at my face.
Hmm?
Did Idris Elba have superpowers?
Yes. I mean, he's like cybernetically enhanced. Yes.
All right, that's the only one I'll watch then.
Yeah. It was terrible movie. They started off like tolerable, like campy, kitschy, drag racing movies, and they eventually went into like stuff where it's like, Vin Diesel, like,
they jumped the shark very fast.
oh, he's going,
And then they jumped a shark.
yeah, literally, he's going down the hill like Toonces the Driving Cat, like flipping 45 times. He gets out and doesn't even have a mark on his white t-shirt, like his Hanes Beefy tee. It's like, this is ridiculous. It's like,
To his family.
yeah, we're here. Every movie they're drinking Coronas in the backyard at the end of it. It's like,
Family.
fuck you.
Can I, if this is finally the last movie,
Oh, please.
right before Vin Diesel kills whoever the bad guy is, like before he fires the gun that hits the tank that explodes the thing and does whatever, if he has like one fancy one-liner he can say, I just want him to, out of nowhere, just say, I am Groot.
Oh my
Those
God.
movies are just bankrolling his D&D campaign. So
Yeah. And I hope that every D&D campaign is a total party kill for these movies. I hope I hope
That is well done.
I hope they're getting wiped out in every single one of them.
TPK.
Yes. And the most recent, Fast 9, they go to space. They are in outer space.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
and
Every good movie has to go to outer space eventually.
I almost like James Bond, Moonraker. But yeah, they're in a Ford Pinto they mount rockets to and fly into outer space. So, and then they crash into like a space station. So, yeah, I did not love this movie. None of us love this movie, but it is a
Yeah,
weird
who
movie.
picked this? Why did we watch
That was
this?
me.
Consensus rating like a 3 out of 10.
Had you seen it before,
Yeah.
did you throw in a ringer for it?
I haven't seen it since it came out, probably on VHS. So it's been 25
Are
years.
you mad at us?
That's part of it, I think. I think there's some latent anger.
I mean, I guess we can't. Everything can't
Fuck
be
you, I'm gonna
a home
watch this
run.
movie.
Yeah. But it's like, I thought,
They can't all be winners.
there's a list of wedding movies, and it's like this popped up. It's like, well, my thought was I haven't seen this in a long time. It was extremely popular.
Grossed 300 million.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, it was one of the biggest movies. So I was like, well, let's go back and take a look at it.
Let's go back to our previous podcast. What Kill Bill only grossed 180 million.
Yeah.
So this damn thing per year doubled it.
Yeah.
Suck me sideways.
Also,
Yeah.
okay, so dear listener, if this is one of your favorite films, it may be time for a moisturizing cream. Also, seek help.
Kill Bill grossed 180.9 and then grossed 150.
Yeah.
So
the two of them.
combined,
yeah.
If you're
330.
down for this as one big movie, it outgrows my.
Which essentially shooting costs are
Yeah.
all stacked.
Yeah.
I mean, advertising costs won't be, but shooting costs were all stacked.
That's
So
the benefit of shooting all at once.
yeah.
The only way this movie would have gained a point at all is if they would have called it Cock Block a Clock.
I would watch that movie.
That's what Julie Roberts
I would
was
watch
doing.
that movie. Yeah.
Cock block o'clock.
It's going to take you a minute to recover from that.
Yeah.
In a minute. Cock block a clock. Clock block a clock. I've had too much wine.
James Duty Den.
Yeah, that's good.
Taylor, you can use that as your Instagram handle.
James Duty Dench.
It might be my OnlyFans handle.
Dame Judi Dench.
Also, guys, I just got a TikTok, and you can follow me at Count of Monte Quifto.
That's 100% accurate.
Find me on Peloton at James Duty Bench.
Let's go, Peloton.
Let's go, Duty.
Tits up.
So, okay, this has been another episode of Cinema Vino.
What?
What? That's Peloton. Get up. Tits up. Keep your head up.
I don't think that's a thing.
That's absolutely not a thing.
100%. I'll send you the video.
Oh, that Peloton? Okay. That's just a naked lady riding a bike.
So what? That's when you're down. Well, nobody can see what I'm doing. When you're riding like this, and he's like tits up, and then you have to go back and then ride like this.
What are you watching?
I literally Peloton every morning.
Your Peloton is different than everybody else's.
Yeah, you don't follow the right people then.
Surely not.
Tits up.
God, we need to video this.
Oh my God. So this has been another episode of Cinema Vino.
Has been.
We have Sean Jordan, Taylor Owens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Travis Budd.
Oi, oi.
Tits up. I'm Todd Wofford.
Tits up for Peloton.
So next time we're going to do 4 Weddings and a Funeral. That'll be our next wedding movie.
And
I think we're still debating that,
what's
aren't
the other one? Well, Pacific
West.
Pacific
Rim, yeah.
Pacific Rim.
Palm Springs will be the next.
Palm Springs.
Yeah.
Palm Springs.
So nice little contrast there. Both good movies.
Yeah.
They'll be a lot better than this one. So be sure and tune in next time.
Next time.
And not with a whimper, but with a bigger whimper.
With same bad time.
With Judy Duty.
Cock block a clock.
Booty bench.
Be sure to listen, rate, and subscribe at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Our website is at cinemavino.net, and reviews of these movies can be found at toddwoffordmovies.com.
Tits up.